Yo, man, what's the word, man? It's your boy Kinglaw007tv, man. We back with another video banger, another video reaction, another reaction banging video. You already know what it is, man. Before we get this video started, man, make sure y'all like this video. Hit that sub button, turn on post notifications, man. And today, if you ain't been living under a rock, bro, if you ain't been living under a rock, y'all been seeing what's been going on, bro. They got your boy Lil Durk in jail, and it look like he fighting for his life. And technically, I think he's fighting for his life for plotting to take somebody else's life. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know the whole Quando Rondo situation with him. His homie Lil Tim killing King Von. Y'all know King Von. Basically like Lil Durk brother. You know, he under Lil Durk, like Lil Durk brought him up in the rap game. Okay, so we are, and then everybody, and then it's like, can y'all really, y'all egged it on, like the people, y'all egged it on, talking about some Lil Durk get back. People that ain't never been in no street shit commenting Lil Durk get back because y'all want to see something happen. Y'all want to see something bad. Me personally, bro. Before I even see everything that's going on, bro, after a while, like, I understand you always gonna want revenge, you always gonna want to get back, whatever you want to call it, whoopty whoopty whoop. But you gotta realize at the end of the day, you grown, you got kids, you rich. Sometimes you gotta take that L, bro. I'm not risking my life and my stuff. I can't bring my brother back. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't, and me killing somebody or me getting somebody killed is not gonna bring him back, bro. So I mean, I don't know. That's a fight between you and God at that point, bro. But let's see what evidence, what we know, what all we know about this whole Lil Durk situation and him, I guess, allegedly paying people to try to take out Quando Rondo. But let's get into this video, man. Like I said, hit that like button, hit the sub button, turn on post notifications, man. Make sure y'all go follow the Twitch and the TikTok. We go live every day. That's Kinglaw007tv. Yeah, let's get into this video. It's a long one, so I'm gonna try not to pause it as much. It's 18 minutes.
A popular rap artist is behind bars after a shocking arrest, as authorities accuse him of being connected to an alleged murder for hire plot. Chicago rapper Durk Banks, better known by his stage name Lil Durk, was arrested yesterday after allegedly attempting to flee the country, and at this time is being held in a Broward County jail in Florida, awaiting transfer to the U.S. Marshals. According to the FBI,
he tried to flee.
The Grammy Award-winning rapper is charged with conspiracy to commit murder for hire. His arrest comes on the same day as federal prosecutors announced in California the charges of 5 other men for the attempted murder of Georgia rapper Quando Rondo, whose real name is Tyquan Bowman.
Quando Rondo, but I thought he was from Louisiana. This nigga from Georgia? I think they got their facts wrong, bro. I thought, ain't Quando Rondo from where, like, ain't they in the same, or less, I don't know. I thought Quando Rondo was from Louisiana. Bro, Georgia, I didn't know. No, it gotta be wrong. I'm gonna fact check that.
Prosecutors say those 5 men all have ties to Chicago gangs and all targeted the Georgia rapper in retaliation for the murder of Chicago rapper King Von. According to prosecutors, all 5 men, who include Kevon London Grant, aka Vonnie, Asa Houston, aka Boogie, David Brian Lindsay, aka Brown Eyes, Keith Jones, aka Flocka, and DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, aka Didi. They all face charges including conspiracy to commit murder for hire, committing murder for hire involving death, and use of a machine gun in a violent crime resulting in death. And the most serious charge carries up to the death penalty if convicted. According to prosecutors, all 5 men have ties to Lil Durk's hip-hop group Only the Family, also known as OTF. OTF was founded by Lil Durk more than a decade ago. And according to the FBI, OTF members engage in violence, including murder and assault, at the direction of Lil Durk and to maintain their status in OTF. King Von, whose real name was Davon Bennett, was also a part of OTF and frequently collaborated with and was a longtime friend of Lil Durk. King Von was shot and killed in November of 2020 outside a nightclub in Atlanta. He was killed in the early morning hours of November 6th during an argument between 2 groups that escalated into gunfire. And he was fatally shot by Quando's associate Lil Tim after the argument. The indictment doesn't name Davon Bennett, aka King Von.
Hey, did you know you might get a big cash payout if you were in a car accident even if you weren't driving?
Instead, the charging documents state a high-ranking OTF member described by the initials DB got into a physical altercation with someone referred to as TB, and the circumstances surrounding that incident mirror King Von's murder. The indictment says after DB's death, co-conspirator 1 made clear in coded language that they would pay a bounty or monetary.
So I guess they talking about the whole King Von fighting Quando Rondo. If y'all seen that video, man. I guess King Von was was fighting Quando Rondo. I think he was getting the best of him, and Lil Tim came and shot him. I seen the video on Twitter. So, yeah.
Reward to anyone who took part in killing TB for his role in DB's murder. That co-conspirator is allegedly Lil Durk, who authorities say made it known he would pay a bounty to anyone who killed Quando Rondo. According to the court documents, the men used an OTF-associated credit card to buy plane tickets to LA in August of 2022 to search for TB, who is allegedly Quando Rondo, and using funds provided by Lil Durk. Durk allegedly texted an associate arranging the flight, "Don't book no flights under no names involved with me." And prosecutors claim when there, Kevon Grant booked a hotel room for the men to stay at. And
how the fuck they know all this, though?
Firearms. Grant allegedly procured cars, ski masks, and firearms that were used to find, track, and kill TB. According to the FBI, there is video evidence that Durk was staying at the house in the San Fernando Valley that day. A lot of the stories that we cover here at Law and Crime are very tough to tell. But part of the reason we're able to keep bringing you these types of stories is because of our great sponsors. So I want to take a moment to get you time for I completely at the youth or whatever to get so many how much you first.
Damn.
When a winch had a fake license plate to the indictment could for an extra 25 cents back on your first gallon of gas. According to the indictment, Kevon Grant allegedly rented 2 cars, one of which had a fake license plate for the men to use and follow Rondo and his 24-year-old cousin. But when Rondo and his cousin stopped for gas, according to prosecutors, Asa Houston allegedly drove to a nearby alley before Keith Jones, David Brian Lindsay, and a third unidentified man known in the indictment as co-conspirator 2 carried out the shooting, which was captured on surveillance video. Rondo wasn't injured. However, his cousin passed away after being fatally wounded. According to court documents, the 5 men and co-conspirators used facilities of interstate and foreign commerce, such as planes, cars.
So they want to try to kill Quando and they're killing his cousin.
The murder of TB be committed. After the shooting, according to the indictment, the men went to a nearby burger spot to discuss payment. Then on the same day, the credit card was used to purchase tickets for Keith Jones, David.
How the fuck do they know all this shit though? They know that who shot them, when they want to go, where they want to go eat lunch at. Who the fuck told on them? This is inside, like, how the fuck they know all these, like.
And Lindsay, Asa Houston, DeAndre Wilson, and co-conspirator 2 to travel back to Chicago. Lil Durk wasn't named in the charging documents against Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston. But according to the indictment, the defendants were offered money and lucrative music opportunities with OTF for the murder of Quando Rondo. Prior to Lil Durk's arrest, the Chicago rapper was being sued by the mother of Chicago drill rapper FBG Duck. FBG Duck was murdered in 2020, and his death led to several convictions in a federal conspiracy trial last January. But his mother sued Lil Durk, OTF, and King Von's estate, alleging they were all involved in the shooting as well. According to the suit, OTF operates as a criminal enterprise. After Grant, Jones, Lindsay, Wilson, and Houston were arrested Thursday, the FBI says Durk booked 2 flights from South Florida airports, one to Dubai and one to Switzerland. He then reportedly booked a flight to Italy, but was arrested in Miami before he could board that flight.
So he went where?
The other defendants are being one to Dubai and one to CF Enterprise. After Grant, Jones, Lindsay, Wilson, and Houston were arrested Thursday, the FBI says Durk booked 2 flights from South Florida airports, one to Dubai and one to Switzerland. He then reportedly booked a flight to Italy, but was arrested in Miami before he could board that flight. Lil Durk and the other defendants are being held pending their transfer back to LA. I want to bring on now Detective Eric Barnes to...
That nigga trying to go to Switzerland.
Eric, thank you so much for joining me today. You know, Lil Durk is a really popular rapper. But what's your reaction to his arrest and his alleged connection to this murder-for-hire plot of Georgia rapper Quando Rondo?
Well, you know, it's a very interesting case. I've been following it for some time now. But it's very representative of things that are going on within the hip-hop community these days. Of the, 1 foot in the studio, 1 foot in the streets.
And talk to me a little bit about retaliation within gang culture, maybe even hip hop culture as well too, that we can even trace back these events in particular, kind of in a way starting from King Von's death in Georgia in 2020, and 2 years later, Quando Rondo's attempted murder, where his cousin was actually killed during this ambush. What is your kind of reaction to just this whole web and trail that has been going on essentially since 2020, even probably prior to that too?
Well, one of the things that's been popular with hip hop artists is to maintain the same group of friends that they had since they were kids, maintaining that loyalty, not changing up, and becoming a new person because you have fame. And so when
Don't be the niggas
people
that hate on you
form
though.
alliances,
No doubt.
sometimes there's beef that follows from the streets into rap, and like I said, these guys live, day to day, and their alliances also live that same lifestyle.
And, reading through this indictment, there appears to be this really heavy level of planning to allegedly carry out this murder. Plane tickets were bought, cars were rented, ski masks and firearms were bought. Talk to me a little bit about the sophistication
Joining us now is Matt, certified DEI expert.
Here's my certification. What is D?
you may have noticed within the planning and these allegations.
Well, one of
I
the
don't really know what
guys
this.
were in it,
All the legend, I think some
overlook small details, and leaving your name on a receipt or on a reservation is one of those things that they miss.
when we see kind of these types of cases, a lot of times, I think sometimes the defendants are allegedly always kind of wanting one specific target. But then there are some cases where someone else is hurt or killed, kind of in this focus of retaliation. What are your thoughts given that Quando Rondo's cousin was actually killed when the murder was allegedly plotted for him?
I think it's always unfortunate that innocent people get caught in the line of fire. It's something that we deal with often within street violence. But I also think within the streets, there's also a mentality when there's a retaliation and gang culture that if you
I wouldn't know how
do
Colorado
right
to
with someone that I
get
have
shot at
beef
all
with,
though.
then it just kind of it's the rules of the streets. Like you put yourself in that situation, and now you have to unfortunately reap the circumstances of it.
And there's also been rumors circulating online that there might have been an informant or even a snitch within OTF that may have revealed more to the feds. Do you think that's at all possible in this case? That they
Yeah,
may
it
have an
is.
informant on the inside to kind of give a scoop into
You know it
kind of
is.
how everything
Ain't no
was
way they
played
knew
out
all this
and
shit.
kind of how everything kind of came to fruition.
Well, I know that there was very detailed information, and it definitely indicates that the investigators did a great job digging up surveillance footage and being able to uncover some of the intimate details. I don't know if there was an informant necessarily, but it seems that they do have some very personal details in their indictment.
And given if there was possibly an informant, kind of how do they all play a role into this case? Because again, within the culture, a lot of times there is a no snitching policy. But what are your thoughts on whether or not there might have been an informant and kind of how that may have all came into this as well too?
Well, the no snitching thing is very huge in the street and within the hip hop culture. But one thing that within the law enforcement community, when someone is looking at a significant sentence, which I think murder for hire either carries in some sort of situations, death penalty, and also life in prison. It's every man for himself at that moment. And so the old cliche of the first one to talk gets the best deal, normally that weighs very heavily in these cases.
Some of the defendants, in addition to being offered money, were also promised lucrative music opportunities if they carried out this murder. And I know we've kind of been having a discussion about, how rap culture kind of bleeds into gang culture. But what's your reaction to kind of this lucrative opportunity given they carry out this bounty?
Well, it's the American dream of wanting to be able to create a better opportunity for yourself and your family. And unfortunately, a lot of individuals have, the dream of making it in the rap business, and you're just not given the opportunity. So that is something that is going to be very alluring to a lot of individuals because they not only want to be able to have the rap contract, but also the rap lifestyle, and some people are willing to do whatever it takes to get that.
Sometimes when we see these cases, especially gang cases that are also kind of double as like hip hop cases, YNW Melly, this case with Lil Durk, even YSL, I can't help but notice just how young some of the defendants are and some of
They know what they
the
doing.
activities that they're being accused of doing.
It's not about young. It's about that they got themselves in this. They self getting themselves in this life, bro. they know what they signed up for. So I don't even feel bad that Lil Durk got locked up or the other people got locked up. It wasn't about a what if. It's about a when. If anything, like they know they're gonna get two things. Even if you rich, you gonna if you gonna steal, bang, do all this stuff. There's only two things you got. It's murder, getting murdered, killed, or go to jail. So I guess they got what they tried to get, bro. They knew what they was trying to get coming out of this, bro. It ain't nothing good in gangs, bro. Nothing good has come from being in the game.
Probably started maybe when they were teenagers. But what are your thoughts on just how young some of these defendants are when they're kind of coming up, like you had just mentioned, wanting this American dream, but then at the same time having this kind of tie to the street culture where maybe they don't see the actual consequences of what could happen. Either they go to jail or they may end up dead on the street. What are your thoughts on just that whole layer and aspect of it?
Well, I think one of the things that weighs heavily on this, the influence, is the fact that, a guy that you may have grown up with, seen around the neighborhood, now he has his lucrative rap contract and is driving, foreign cars and living in expensive houses and traveling, all across the country. They almost become larger than life. And so when you have a young individual that maybe hasn't had the best role models in life, what they're able to see this individual achieve is going to be larger than any kind of verbal warning that someone can tell them. They're going to take their word as being good. If I can carry out what is being asked of me, then maybe I can live this lifestyle as well. And I think that reality weighs heavier than any consequence that you can think of.
And as someone who is a detective who works with street gangs, kind of what are you hearing from the inside that you'd be willing to talk about on camera as far as, maybe just what the motivation is to kind of continue to be a part of this lifestyle?
Well, obviously
It's loyalty to
what
loyalty.
everyone's doing right now across social media as well as the streets and within the street culture is they're kind of unpacking this indictment. They're trying to breaking it down line by line, trying to piece things together, figure out if there is an informant, also figuring out if this was something that was carried out on behalf of King Von, and just connecting the dots on, their from their levels. But I think that what factors into that is the theory that nobody plans to get caught. The plan is we're going to do it, we're going to get away with it, and we're looking 100 yards down the field instead of seeing what's going on right now. And the factor of getting caught now being named in a federal indictment, that part is not really thought of too heavily because, again, nobody factors in that I am going to get caught for this.
And kind of going back to the Lil Durk aspect of it as well, too, he was, again, a very popular rap artist. He had a lot of popular songs, and a lot of fans did look up to him. But it seems, though, as we don't know at this particular point, but it seems, though, a lot of people may be alleging he's kind of the kingpin in a way of the OTF, and that he is someone who carries out these plots, essentially, kind of running a criminal enterprise. What are your thoughts on just kind of how people allege these popular rap artists are these kingpins in a way of criminal street gangs?
Well, I think with this case, it's gonna be very interesting in how it plays out. But we're gonna really get into the basics of rap being entertainment or rappers really living what they rap about. And I think there's definitely something that's a hurdle that investigators are gonna have to get over, with just proving that this little Dirk's role in OTF wasn't merely entertainment; that he actually had a role within the street culture of OTF.
Of course he
Do you
did.
see any other hurdles that investigators may come to find when they're kind of going through this case?
Well, anytime that you're dealing with multiple people with inside, in an indictment, co-conspirators, what's people's roles kind of change, and then there's money as well involved with some of the people that were discussed in this case. So it's also heavily influenced by the street life and culture, gang life and culture. And so you just what they have today may change, and hopefully on the investigators end, what you see in that indictment would only kind of snowball and grow larger. Maybe they're able to develop more evidence and convert some of these co-conspirators into witnesses for the government.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Detective Eric Barnes. I appreciate so much your insight. And
I'm gonna get my little take on the whole revenge thing, bro. To kill somebody, even if somebody kill somebody you love, know, whatever, to kill somebody, bro, it's like, I don't even know how I would think to like know that I'm finna take somebody's life. I'm finna pay somebody to go take somebody's life. I can't do that, bro. I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can take somebody's life. Like, I injure them, like say somebody trying to kill me and I got a gun. If I gotta kill them, okay, save my life. But if I can injure them and save their life and put them in jail, I'll do that. I'm just not the type. Kill. You got to be a certain type of person to kill, bro. That's not my thing, bro. And then another thing is, I feel like once a nigga reach a certain status, like, you can't do nothing, bro. That you always going to watch. You gonna be on the watch. You was in it, like he just said. You was born in the gang life. It's not, you wasn't rap. You're not just rapping about the gang life. You was born. So you don't think they already probably got tabs on you. They got people watching you every move, because they know just the way you rap, you can always go back into that thug street stuff. So you gonna be watched like 100% of the time, bro. If I was in that kind of space, bro, most 9 times out of 10 I'd be by myself. Wouldn't have that many friends. I probably have maybe 1 or 2 friends, bro. But other than that, all that gang shit, that shit's to the birds. It's for kids, bro. I'm glad I never joined the gang. I had a lot of opportunities to join the gang. I never did it though. But that's me. Yeah, my fault if I was yawning. I'm tired. I just did like a 13-hour stream, man. We going live every day on TikTok and Twitch, bro. So yeah, so if y'all new, man, like I said, hit that sub button, hit the like button, turn on post